게임은 재밌으면 된다니까?
불멸의 전사 2.
We won't be doing a translation. We'll
Yeah,
be
we're just going to talk
games
over
that
it.
we have so far.
Yeah, so, I mean, stats, an incredible player. He will, of course, be the MVP, no doubt about that, with the all-kill here. And, you know, going back to what we were saying earlier about the coach and the choices, like, and even when I was saying, like, SKT, the best team in the world, best coach in the world, I feel like when you look at this, you know, they had their toughest round so far this year. You know, they did not go into the top of the playoffs. They weren't waiting in the finals this time. It's Jinner winning the finals. Jinner had a flawless record nearly, only dropping one series at the end. And I think Jinner is the big favorite. No one wants to admit it. No one wants to believe it. But we'll see how KT does against them here.
Well, Jinner is a lot like KT, where they have those three core players. They have Rogue, they have SOS, and then Maru. And if any of those three players gets at least 2 kills, then it's going to be looking very good for him. So I guess it's KT and Jinner, very similar teams in the way they're structured for the all-kill format.
Yeah, and we're going to take a look at some of these games a little bit closer.
So this is the third game against Starcraft Overgrowth. And
yeah, watch
really
these
nice
force fields. Look at that. Perfect force fields to the top, and all the Archon splash damage plus the tanking in the beginning, or rather at the bottom. And then as you can see, even the Adepts are split with the Stalkers as the Overlords come in, and that's game there.
Note how the Adepts were actually just sitting there behind the force field, just picking off the Banelings before Dark could react to it, and then those Archons just taking advantage of the fact that the force fields are funneling those Banelings and Zerglings, doing so much slash damage to the army of Dark.
And yeah, I mean that's basically the gist of it.
Yeah, once Dark lost that fourth game and fourth base, and Stats secured his own fourth base, and that game was pretty much over.
Yep, and when we were just watching this as like Kanata talks to Stats about something we can't really hear, so I can't really give you guys translation there or anything like that, but like I want to see the next game actually, which I think usually we do have too, and maybe they're actually getting it ready right now, which is why we still have this whole game.
Here we go.
Let's take a look at this game a little bit closer.
I think this was the final battle at the fourth base of Stats, and I'm not really sure if this was the right move from Su, because you're fighting into a very narrow choke point.
Yeah, you know, I actually said the words literally in my commentary. There's a lot of lurkers here, but as soon as those words came out of my mouth, I realized there were only 5 in total, and also they had no buffer. They were actually at the front, so they got caught first. They didn't last very long. That was the only way he was going to win that fight.
Like, maybe it would have been better if Su just swung around and maybe just took advantage of the high ground and just harassed that base rather than going straight forward here, because that was a threat of Stasis Ward as well.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And with the Hydras in the back like that, even if there was a Stasis Ward, it would have been terrible, because, you know, the Lurkers are going to get caught. The Hydras can't deal with that, even with vision from these Overseers. And this is a +3 Protoss army with barriers, a Mothership as well.
Yeah, that battle was very ugly here. But you have to give props to Stats. He played very well. He performed excellently for the past 4 games, and he got the all-kill.
Yeah, very impressive. And this is yet another all-kill, which will put KT Rolster at 10 all-kills in StarCraft 2 all-kill format to SKT's 4. And this will actually be the 5th time in Stats' StarCraft 2 career that he gets an all-kill, putting them at 31 total multi-kills in this format. So just like putting all that in mind really shows you how this team operates in the playoffs and how they've really relied on 3 players alone. And despite the fact that overall, at least to me, that looks like a weak way to play, they've had incredible success.
The big question is, how well are they going to do in the final playoffs that we have at the end of the year? Because we're not doing the all-kill format, we're doing the best of 7s. And looking at the depth of KT, it's very hard to think about 3 more players after TY, Zest, and Stats.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to completely agree with you. And it's going to be hard for us to know, but if they are able to take Jinner out here, they may even secure their spot in that grand postseason. I'll have to take a look at those numbers a little bit closer. I don't have them in front of me right now, but high chance we will see Stats there.
Yeah, I'm actually curious to think about what the opening players for Saturday's match will be. I think Stats will
will open again, and I think SOS will open for Jinner.
Yeah.
I think we will see another PvP opening. Again, I don't know the maps right now.
It's highly dependent on the maps.
Yeah. So basically, I'd say that's kind of the standard way that these teams will open. I'd put big money on SOS being the starting player for Jin Air. I'd say if it's not stats, it'll either be Linok or Lucera coming out as the first player.
Use them as a fodder pretty much for the opening match and see if they can snipe that first game. And then if... okay, so let's just think about the bigger picture here. We've got, I'm pretty sure the 3 teams that have secured final, the grand final playoffs are Jin Air, KT, and SKT. The order that they're going to be in is still to be determined. And then after that, it's pretty much a lottery between Samsung, CJ, MVP, and Afrika.
Yeah, that's well said. And round 3 is so important because it's when everything is going to close. Like when we close the final chapter as we go into grand post. And round 3 is going to be exciting because we're going to see some of these teams that I feel like have had rougher times or secure times, have to come through where they may have failed in the past. I'm talking about teams like Samsung, Afrika, and honestly, I think it's time for CJ to turn it up if they want to have any chance to get a grand postseason because they have looked like a weaker version of KT. Like they only have 2 players they rely on, not even 3, and those players aren't even consistently picking up wins. So,
well, there are a couple of amateur B teams on CJ.
That's right.
Nightmare. And I forgot who the other players
Eagle?
are.
Oh, no, Eagle's on Samsung.
He's on Samsung. But
there's a lot of amateur talent coming up right now in Korea, so the rosters that we saw for round 2 are not necessarily going to be the same rosters that we see in round 3.
And you have to remember, Afrika, they have Symbol coming into the team as well, so...
That's right, and just in general, there will be trades. Between every round, there are always trades. And trades are going to start literally. You will start to see announcements for trades right after the finals. May even see some before then. If SKT is going to pick up a player, now they can announce it and stuff because they're already out and whatnot. So we will see some trades and we will see roster swaps and all that. That always happens between rounds. It's all going to go down before round 3 starts. More info on that later. But really impressive stats play today. Yeah, KT wins, but in this all-kill format, it's really stats that you guys have to thank for that, KT fans.
Yeah, so past 2 days have been all kills. They've been pretty wreckful all kills, I guess you could say. Very one-sided.
And you know what's funny is you mentioned this earlier. It's Stats' 8-year anniversary of his debut on Friday. And it makes even further sense, I feel, that just that fact alone, I think it's going to be SOS versus Stats. That's my official prediction for the starter match on Saturday, which will start at 6. And on Sunday, we have the cross-final match. That's hosted. This is Afrika's cross-final, so it will be hosted by them. And will not be on this stream and not in the studio. It will be at the Freak Up studio.
Yep, so on Saturday, Saturday for the playoffs, it will be you and
Tasteless. That's right. All right, guys. Well, that will do it for our Silver Challenger match. SKT walks home empty-handed. We'll have to wait and see them in round 3. But we'll see you guys on Saturday for Jin Air versus KT Rolster for the round 2 finals.